Okay, so today we're going to start lying on our backs. So give yourself a little bit of space, and if you would like to put a cushion underneath your head, you're welcome to put a pillow underneath your head as well. And I'm going to start with my legs extended, and I'm taking my legs fairly wide apart and letting my feet literally flop. But if that doesn't feel good on your lower back, then you might want to try bending your knees and finding a place that works for you here. I want you to take your hands, put them underneath your head, and then literally pick up your head. Almost give yourself a little bit of a traction stretch, and then let your head rest down. And then bring your hands just onto the sides of your ribs here. Let your elbows and your shoulders settle. Let your legs completely flop and relax wherever they are. And then let yourself close eyes or soften your gaze. And start to feel the movement of your ribs underneath your hands as you breathe. Make any adjustments you need to your shoulders. It doesn't matter right now if your shoulders feel like they're hunching up. If they want to lift up a little bit, then let them. And as you breathe in and out, you can feel the movement of your ribs underneath your hands. How about bringing your awareness of your ribs where they connect onto the mat underneath you as well? So your ribs are almost coming around 360 degrees around your body. Feel how they move up, sideways, and backwards into the floor. And allow your eyes to melt backwards into your head. Soften all those lines around your forehead, around your cheeks. Soften through your jaw, your lips, and your tongue. And as you continue with that gentle inhale and exhale, notice how there is a gentle ripple effect, a movement into the lumbar spine, that's your lower back, and perhaps up in towards your neck, and maybe you even feel your head gently moving on the floor as you breathe. As you feel that ripple, that wave action moving up and down your spine, notice where your back connects to your pelvis. So just a little bit lower down from your lumbar spine is your sacrum. And the sacrum attaches into the pelvis. So you've got a little connection on the right side, which is the sacroiliac joint, and a little connection on the left side, which is the leftiliac joint. And maybe you can even start to feel your pelvis moving gently as you breathe. Just for a moment as you lie here, can you allow your abdominal muscles just to relax a little bit? So as you let your belly relax, you might be able to feel that there's a lift as you inhale. And as you exhale, you can almost feel your belly soften and drop downwards. And that's just a natural response to your rib cage lifting and the diaphragm flattening downwards. So all of this shifting of the joints and your bones, and all of the releasing and the activating of the muscles is coming from your breath. And just for the last few moments as we lie here, bring your awareness to your lower limbs, your legs, and to your upper limbs, your shoulders and your arms. Start to feel the energy running up and down the legs, running up and down your arms. You might even feel a little bit of a tingling or an awareness through the soles of the feet and into the palms of the hands. And we're going to take just one more full, deep breath in, fill your body, and then exhale through your mouth. Blink your eyes open, bring yourself back onto your mat and into your external environment. Slide your hands down so that they're resting on your lower abs. And just take a moment to remind yourself to connect into your core. And then bend one knee, place that foot flat to the ground. Bend the other knee, place that foot flat to the ground. Then you're going to have your knees and feet just slightly apart. And then let's start tilting the hips, the pelvis, backwards and forwards slightly. So as you do this little imprinting of the spine, the movement is coming from the soles of your feet. So you're going to do a little push with your feet to tilt the pelvis back, imprint, and then release the feet, and maybe you even want to do a little pull with your feet. So when I pull with my feet and I move my pelvis anterior, I feel quite a strong hollow in my lower back. And on some days, I feel that that hollow is good. And some days I feel maybe it's creating a little bit of strain. So you might want to make it a bit smaller, focus a little bit more posterior till today if that's what's right for you. And once again, bring your awareness to that wave that's traveling up and down your spine. So as you tilt your pelvis forwards and backwards, what's happening to your rib cage, what's happening to the curve of your neck, and what's happening to your head position? Is there any movement that travels up the spine for you? And then allow your pelvis to settle and bring both your hands straight up towards the sky. Take a moment to feel the back of your ribs. And we're going to open the arms wide, breathe in. Exhale as you bring the arms up again. And again, open the arms wide, expand across the chest. And exhale and lift. Keep going at your own pace. Noticing today if you're feeling a stretch through the chest or through the shoulders. Or maybe you're feeling that you're holding tension around the neck. And guys, the upper trapezius muscle, it kind of gets a bad rap. You know, we kind of think, ooh, we mustn't work the upper traps. They're there for a reason. They're part of the shoulder girdle. It's just that sometimes, unfortunately, we overwork them. Let's do one more time, open and close. And bring your hands all the way up and place the palms of your hands together in a prayer position. Let's start sliding the right hand up towards the sky. Now, because you're keeping the elbows straight, the shoulder has to lift. Bring the arm down and then slide the left fingertips up. And let it come down. And keep going at your own rhythm. If you're keeping the elbows straight and the shoulder is lifting, can you start to notice that your rib cage is rolling from side to side on the floor? So our rib cage is pretty much the shape of a barrel. So you might visualize the barrel rolling from side to side. And then if you bring your awareness to the spine itself, you might actually feel that little rotation at the thoracic spine. And again, there is a ripple action of this movement up to the neck and maybe the head and maybe down to the lumbar spine and maybe to the pelvis. Start to make this movement smaller. Start to make it smaller. Sometimes it helps if you close your eyes so you're not distracted. And now make it so small that literally you can hardly see the movement. You might feel the fingertips sliding past each other, but it is so subtle and refined. And then come to a standstill. Just separate your hands a little bit, about shoulder width, and once again, notice how your back feels. Notice how your head feels. Just for me, I feel like everything sort of melted out a little bit. And then you can open your eyes and do your arms open and close again. Does it feel any different? So that little movement of the arms is actually from a method called Feldenkrais. So there are some wonderful teachers that are in Cape Town and in South Africa. And if you go to any classes with Feldenkrais, you'll start to notice that everything is sort of very small and subtle and refined, but it gives you an opportunity to tune in to how your body responds. Bring both arms straight up and hold it there. Interlock your fingers. Place your hands underneath your head for a little bit of support and rest your head down. And then maybe just wiggle your spine out a little bit. So you're lengthening. And then settle yourself. I want you to bring your elbows up a little bit. So they're a bit higher than they normally are. Get your lower back in a happy place. Nod your chin. Breathe out as you come up into a chest lift, but we are focusing less on the abdominals and a little bit more on the arms right now, and then releasing your head back. Let your head settle, but keep the elbows slightly lifted. And again, breathe out. So with the elbows closed like this, we're bringing a little bit more emphasis into releasing the back line of the body as we come up and down. So especially if you've been feeling any tension around the lower back or the upper back and shoulders, this gives us an opportunity to release, to find a little bit of a stretch through the tightness. And we're going to do just one more time. Use your breath to guide your movements, and then come down. Stay here for a moment, and then open your elbows just until you can see them in the corner of your eyes. So they're just in your periphery. Now, no more pulling with the elbows. Little nod of the chin, and use your breath to guide your movement. And a little release. So now, as we come up and down, we've moved our emphasis to the shortening on the front line of the body. So now you can feel how the upper abdominals, the transverse abdominis are working, but hopefully you still have a feeling of release along the back of your body. If you feel that your lower back needs more release, Then simply bring your elbows forward again, or maybe even go into a little bit of a tuck of the pelvis. Let's take 2 more. 1 more. And come all the way down. Pause for a moment, and then bring your hands out and place them just beside you, and then take your hands a little bit wider to the side. So you can decide if you want palms down or palms up. Palms down is a little bit more stable. You're going to bring your right knee up, holding it here, and you're going to turn that knee out and cross your ankle over the left knee. Now firm up the abdominals, maybe tilt the pelvis if you need to. Breathe out as you lift the left leg, little gluteal stretch, and releasing it down. As you lift this leg up, you want to make sure that the abdominals are doing enough work to let your lower back feel secure. Keep breathing. Remember, guys, if you need a pillow underneath your head, feel free to do so. But really getting the connection of your arms to the floor is going to help you stabilize. Let's take 1 more time. And release the foot down. Stay here. Slide that right leg over the left leg. So you can move your left foot to the center if you feel the need. Now roll your legs to the right and let your head turn to the left. Exhale as you bring your legs back to center and bring your eye line back to the top. Same side. You're bringing your legs to the right, head to the left, and then wringing out the water from a sponge. It's that feeling of wrapping the obliques. That's it. And it's such a wonderful stretch for the left lower back, the quadratus lumborum. But at any point, if you feel that your lower back is starting to twinge, then you can maybe bring the movement a little smaller. It doesn't have to be huge. 1 more time, rolling the legs towards the right. And bringing it all the way up to center. Now hold it here. Push the arms down. Breathe out as you bring both legs up to the chest. And then lower the foot down again. Still with core connection. Beautiful. Nice with the breathing to be able to exhale and find your connections. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter if you reverse the breath if you have the connections, okay? So don't worry too much about when you breathe in and out, as long as it feels right for you. Now bring your legs up, hold it there, and then you're going to take your hands just on your knees. Start to slide your hands down towards the ankles or the feet, and bring yourself into the deeper gluteal stretch, which is now the piriformis stretch. Make any adjustments that you need to your placement so it feels okay for you. Nice easy breathing. Find a little bit of length along the back of the neck. Taking 1 more breath in and out. And then release, uncross your legs and hug both knees in towards your chest. Tuck your chin in. Round yourself into a tight little ball. Hold it here just for a moment, and then lower the head and shoulders down, placing 1 foot to the floor, placing the other foot to the floor. Take the hands a little bit wider than the mat, and then picking up the left knee. Turn the knee out and cross the ankle over the right leg. Breathe out as you lift, and release. So we are working the hip flexors here, which is indirectly loading those abdominals. Feeling that core connection so that your lower back feels secure. We're going to do 2 more. Last one. And release. Slide that left thigh over the right thigh. You can move your right foot if you need to. And now roll your knees to the left and look to the right. Exhale, come back to the center. Remember that feeling of wringing water out of the sponge. And again, rolling across. If you feel a stretch in the lower back on the right, that's great. If you start to feel that it's pinching, then maybe you need to rein it in a little bit. Chest open. Use your arms as a foundation. We're going to do 1 more time. Come back to the center. And now bring both knees up to the chest. And bring them down again. So again, you're finding your core control. At any point, if you feel that you need to stay in a tilted pelvis, then please do so. We're going to do 1 more time. Lift up, hold it here. Place your hands onto your knees, and then slide your hands onto your ankles or wherever you can find that stretch and getting that wonderful release into the deep left hip, that piriformis. Taking just 2 more rounds. And release, uncross. Hug both knees into the chest. Tuck yourself into a tight little ball. And releasing all the way back down. Stay there. You're going to hook your hands behind your thighs. Flex your feet. Your legs are together. Breathe out as you stretch your legs upwards. And bend the knees, release. And again, we're getting that stretch into the back of the legs and the calf muscles. As much as possible, you want to be able to keep your sacrum and your pelvis grounded. You want to keep your head and your shoulders down. So if you feel that you can't straighten the legs completely without compensating, then don't straighten them completely. Just take them to where you feel it. 1 more time. Exhale, stretch. And releasing all the way back down. Just circle the ankles in one direction. And then change and circle them the other way. You might hear a few little crunches and cracks. And give your ankles a little bit of a shake. Now, you're going to bring your knees just up to a tabletop position here. Bring your hands up towards the sky. And we're just going to draw tiny little circles with the arms. Finding the width across your back. Gentle movement through the shoulder. And just seeing if you can keep the weight of your head to the floor. And then change direction and draw little circles the other way. Making sure that your lower back feels secure. This is your opportunity to find your core connection in an open chain position. Open chaining means we don't have our feet or our hands on the floor. Everything is suspended in the air. And then hold. Interlock your hands. Place your hands underneath your head for support. Elbows just where you can see them. Maybe you need to wiggle out your spine. Nod your chin. Exhale to curl forward into a chest lift and hold it. Tap the right toe to the ground. Pick it up again. Tap the left toe to the ground. Pick it up again. Stay where you are. Lower head and shoulders. Double check that you're okay with this. And again. Exhale. Maybe you need to imprint the spine. Right tap. left tap, again, right tap, left tap, hold it, lower head and shoulders down. Adding on, nod the chin, chest lift, curl head and shoulders forward, right tap, left tap, right tap, twist to the left, center, left tap, twist to the right, center, hold it, lower head and shoulders down, good, nod your chin, up you come, chest lift, hold it, just tap the right toe, left toe, right toe, let's twist, left toe, twist, hold it, lower head and shoulders, last set, here we go. Lift head and shoulders forward, don't move. Just a single tap with the right, single tap with the left. Tap the right, twist. Tap the left, twist. Come center, hold it, hands to knees, hug them in, and relaxing all the way back. Just put one hand on top of each knee and let's go into a stir the clouds for a moment. Keep it big or small, whatever feels good for your lower back, and then change direction and do circles the other way. Come back to the center, and now we're going to go into a slow rolling like a ball. Take your hands behind your knees. Start to move your legs away from your chest until your elbows are straight. Tuck your chin, round your spine, and pour your body weight into your feet as you roll forward. Feet are going to touch. You bring your head to your knees, and then we start rolling back. So feel your body weight pouring backwards. Lift your heels and then shifting body weight slowly back. Nice, Jules. And bring your knees in towards your chest. Let's do that one more time to come up into sitting. Bringing your legs away from you. Tuck your chin. Breathe as you come all the way forward. And bringing head towards your knees. And then roll up into a sitting position. And then just move back so that you can straighten your legs all the way out. And you're just going to take your right leg, cross the foot over. You guys know the spine twist that I love so much, right? Put your right hand behind your back, and then reach up and coming into a little lumbar rotation, then thoracic rotation, hook your elbow, and then cervical rotation, basically meaning that you're turning your head to look over that right shoulder. Now remember, we don't force it. This is about creating space. So you really push into the arm to lengthen your spine, and then we simply breathe. So we're just using this as a little bit of a prep for us to do our seated spine twist exercise. Take a little breath in, and then release and uncross. Maybe give your legs a little bit of a shake. And then left foot comes up and over. Left hand behind your back. Create that length in your spine. Reach up. And then we go lumbar rotation, thoracic rotation with the elbow, and cervical rotation. And then just pause here and breathe. Keep lengthening through the spine. And it's always interesting to notice how the one side feels in comparison to the other. Maybe you feel the stretch or the release in quite a different place, different muscle groups. Take one more breath in and out. And release, uncross, and stretching the legs all the way out. Now, pull the flesh of your bum out the back so you really feel like you're up on top of those sit bones. Bend your knees if you need to. Squeeze the legs together and lift the toes up. Now, you need to make sure that your ankle joints don't do this. There's no shifting in the feet as we do this exercise. Lift your spine up straight. Bring your arms in front so you've got a bent elbow. And then start opening your arms without scrunching the shoulders and without collapsing the spine. Take a breath to grow tall. Do a single rotation to the right. Come back to the center. Single rotation to the left. Come back to center. Breath. Inhale. Inhale. Focus on the ankles. Think of the knees staying in line. Feel the weight of your sit bones. Last two. Last one. Come center, hold it, bend your knees, and simply round your spine over. It's a lot of work in the back extensors to hold you upright and to do that twist. So you might very well feel that those back muscles have woken up. Take a breath in, and then exhale. Just unravel your spine. I'm going to sit facing towards you to a mirror image. And I just want you to bend your right shin in the front and your left shin to the back. And we're just going to put the hand behind us slightly today so that you can push that left hip forward and release the hip back. And again, push the hip forward. So in fact, what I'm doing here is squeezing my bum and leaning on my arm at the back. And release. And depending on if you're tight here or not, you might feel quite a strong stretch into that hip flexor or maybe down the thigh muscle. And squeeze. One more time. And we're going to do a little bit of a squeeze and release. Bring yourself into your seated position. Hopefully that's nice and open now. Bringing your right hand to the floor, doing a big stretch over with the left arm, and then come all the way up. Stay here for a moment, and then salute the top arm. Now, you're going to bend the elbow. We haven't done this one for a while, our little single arm push-ups, right? So you want to make sure that your wrists and your elbows are okay with the angle that you're working on. So you might need to adjust slightly, but the point is that you're keeping your scapula on the back of your ribs stable. You're not rounding or flexing the spine. Your spine is staying on the same angle as you work. Taking just a few more rounds. Let's double check that we're breathing. It's the first thing that goes out the door when we start to work, right? Good. You feeling something there, Jules? Yep. Fantastic. Last two. Last one. Come all the way up. Reach both arms out. Reaching right hand up. Bend the elbow so that your hand is reaching down your back. And then see if you can hold onto the elbow and maybe you can stretch the other way. Otherwise, just sit upright. The point is that you're getting a stretch here on that tricep that has just been working. And then release and unfold. Now switch your legs over to the other side. And guys, at this point, I think everybody knows if you need to sit on a cushion or put some padding underneath your knees, you're going to. Taking your left hand, it's behind you. You're going to take your right hip and squeeze it forward and release it back. And again, there's a little squeeze of your right thumb. And when I push forward, I'm actually sort of putting body weight onto my hand as well. Taking just a few more. Last one. And release. Bring yourself into your mermaid seat or your antler pose, whatever you'd like to call it. Putting your left hand to the ground. Right hand does a long stretch over. And come all the way up. Now stay there for a moment. Salute. Double check your hand is pointing away from you. And let's go into our little triceps. And Good. Bring your mental focus to stabilizing the shoulder girdle. So that means all the muscles around your rib cage, around the neck and the shoulders are stabilizing so that we can bring our focus to the elbow, just hinging. And the elbow joint, by the way, is considered a hinge joint. So we want to find the angle that works for your hinge joints. Taking just a few more, waking up the triceps. And last one, press away and hold it. Sitting upright, reaching both arms out, bringing that left hand up, bend the elbow, and then if you can, hook that arm. If you want to, you can do a little extra stretch to the side. Maybe it's tighter on the side. And release, and bring it all the way out. Good. Turn onto all fours. I'm just going to turn to face the other direction. And so you're going to bring your wrists underneath your shoulders, bringing your knees underneath your hips. Stay here just for a moment, and we're going to start drawing circles with our shoulders around the wrists. And just feeling of your body weight, how you have your weight bear on one hand and then on the other, how you roll across the wrists. And when you're ready, we're going to change direction and circle the other way. So for some people as well, this can be quite an intense release for the carpal tunnel. Make any adjustments to your placement if your wrists are taking strain. One more time. And come to the center and hold it. Let's go into one cat stretch. Rounding your spine like a cat. Pressing out of your arms. Tucking your chin in. Let's just move our hips back. And then we're not going to stay there right now. Come forward again. And then lengthen your spine either to neutral or moving towards extension of the spine. And again, tucking the tail, feel the lift of the belly, sit back into one cat stretch, come forward, and then lengthen, lift tail, lift heart, lift eye line. One more time, tuck your tail, press out of your arms, sit back. Come forward, lengthen your spine, moving towards extension. Last time, round your spine up and stay here. Tuck your toes under, and then lift your knees, move your hips back, and coming into your inverted V. Let's do our little pedal of the heels that we all love so much. Press both heels down towards the ground. Pause here for a moment. Figure out if you need to bend your knees for yourself or not. Take a moment to feel your hands and your feet connecting to the ground. Take one more breath in and out. And then lower your knees and return yourself to all fours, releasing the feet all the way out. You're going to take your left leg, slide it back, tippy toes on the floor. Take your right fingertips, walk them forward, and then lift up the arm and the leg and hold it here for a moment in our cross pattern. Keep focusing on the lower abdominal, supporting the lumbar spine. Feeling the work into the gluteus maximus, that lovely bum cheek at the back. And then bringing the arm and the leg back in at the same time. Stretching the right leg back. Walking the left fingertips forward, pause for a moment. Lift the arm and the leg. And just finding your cross pattern. Focus on on the stability around the shoulder as well. So sometimes we forget that we need to push out of that right hand. That's going to connect into that serratus anterior muscle. And then bringing the arm and the leg back in. Now, left leg back. Walking the left fingertips forward. You're now balancing on the right arm and on the right leg. And see if you can lift the arm and the leg. Focusing on those right lateral lines of the body. Maybe you can even lift the arm and the leg a little bit higher. And then bringing everything back down. Nicely done. How did that go, Jules? Taking the right leg back. Taking the right fingertips forward. Once you have your connections onto the left side, hover the arm and the leg. Left lateral lines. Stay with your breath. And if it's feeling good for you, maybe you can bring that arm and leg up just a little bit higher. Take a breath. And bringing the arm and the leg all the way back down. Good. Open your knees, big toes together. Sit back for a moment into the resting position. Just bringing the palms of your hands to touch. Bend your elbows once again and placing your hands behind your neck so you get that stretch all the way along the back of the arms as well. Taking 3 deep breaths in and out here. And then releasing the hands forward. Separate your hands. You're going to bring yourself forward onto all fours again. And then tuck your toes under. And start to walk your hands backwards towards your knees. You want to firmly push into your hands. Get a little bit of a stretch over the soles of the feet. If you have knee issues, put something underneath the knees. Now, push into the hands so you can lift your knees up and roll your body weight back. Tuck yourself into a little ball shape. And then lower your knees back down again. And again, push into the hands and roll back over your feet. And lower the knees down. Now on this last one, push into your hands, roll back, and walk your hands towards you. Come onto the tips of your fingers, and then start lifting your hips up and getting your heels onto the ground. And then stay here for a moment and relax through the back of the neck. Straighten one knee, bend that knee and straighten the other knee. So just alternating that hamstring release for a moment. And then just allow both knees to soften slightly. Relax your neck. And then start rolling yourself all the way up to standing. Using abdominals. Rolling the shoulders back and around. Take a moment. If you're having a little head rush, you can balance yourself against the wall. And from here, you're simply going to bend the knees and straighten the knees. And we're going to bend the knees and straighten the knees. 2 more times. Bend the knees and straighten. 1 more time. Bend the knees and straighten. Stay as you are. Let's roll down. Nod your chin. Rolling forward through the spine. Heavy arms, heavy head. Bend your knees enough to place your fingertips to the ground. Bend your knees more so you can walk your hands down so that the palms are flat. And then crouch all the way down. Walk your hands forward so that your knees come to the floor. We're reversing it. And then relax the feet and you are back into your cat stretch. Stay here for a moment. You're going to balance on the right hand, left hand comes to the side, and let's come into our little thread the needle. Stay here for a moment, sliding the right hand forward. Say, Jules. Such a wonderful stretch and a release around the shoulders, the neck. Staying for just one more breath in and out. Slide your hand back in. Up you come. Reaching that arm out to the side. Now bend your elbow and salute. Start opening your elbow to the side, letting your spine twist with you, and release back to the center and placing your left hand down. Right hand reaches. Coming into a thread the needle. Settle. Sliding the left hand forward, finding that stretch and that opening. Bringing the left hand back in. Press up. Reaching that arm out to the side. Bend the elbow and salute. Start lifting the elbow, opening the chest, so you're coming into a rotation of the spine. Come back to the center and placing the hands down. Tucking the toes under. Start moving the hips back. Walking the hands back. Pushing into the palms of the hands as you roll back into a crouched position. Moving your hands back, coming onto the fingertips. Start straightening the legs. Getting the heels down as soon as possible. Straighten your legs as much as you can manage. Relax your neck. Rolling all the way up into a standing position. I'm just going to move a little bit forward so you can see me. Lifting up nice and tall. Rolling the shoulders back. You're going to shift your body weight to your right leg. And just lightly rest the left toes on the ground. So the majority of your body weight is on the right leg. We're going to bend the right knee. And straighten. Good. And straighten. 2 more. And straighten. 1 more. And shifting over to the left leg. Let the right heel come up. And we go. Little squat and up. Focusing on the tracking of the left knee, trying to keep it in line with the second toe. And up you come, hold. Shifting over to the right leg. Lift the left heel. Now you can keep it there, or perhaps you would like to lift that knee up. And we go. Bend and up. And 2 more. 1 more. Hold it. Placing the left foot down. Shifting body weight. Remember, you can keep your big toe on the floor, or you can challenge yourself right here. And we go. Ooh, so interesting to feel the difference between the 2 sides, hey? Wow. I can feel on this left leg that my knee doesn't want to go straight forward. It's a lot of focus. Hold it. Shifting over to the right. Picking up the left knee. Now this time, hinge forward and let that left leg come back. So you're actually coming deeper into a squat. Focus your gaze as if you're looking down on the world from above. And then bring that leg underneath you again. And again, hinge forward. It's like a seesaw in a children's playground. Or as we say in Canada, teeter-totter. And hinge. Cheeks. 1 more time. Hinge. And up. Woo. Step leg down, core connection. Now remember, you can keep your toe on the floor if you want. Otherwise, bringing the leg up. And we go. Hinge forward. So we're bending that left knee. And up you come. So the more horizontal you bring your spine to the ground, the more challenging it's going to be. And if you really wanted to challenge yourself, but we're not going to do it today, maybe we'll do it next time, but you could straighten that right leg out behind you. One more time. Lovely squats, single leg squats. And lift, placing the foot down. Take a breath in. Exhale, nod your chin, and let's roll forward. Bringing fingertips to the ground, bending the knees. Walk up, put your hands flat, lifting the heels. Let your knees come all the way down. And coming all the way forward into all fours. So if you need to move a little forward, you can, because we're going into a plank position now. So reach the one leg back, toes on the ground. Squeeze the thigh muscle. Stretch the other leg back, toes on the ground. And I want you to balance on your left leg and just bring that right leg up and see if you can hold. So you're just hovering one leg off the floor. And then place that foot back down. See if you can do the same thing on the other side. Just hold it there. Are you able to keep your shoulders and your pelvis level? And then bring it down. Send your hips up and back. And then come forward. Lower your knees to the ground. Release the feet. Round your spine. Don't let your hands move. Come forward again. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees. Plank position. Hips up. And forward. Hold. Lower your knees. Release your feet. Round your spine. Sit back. One more set. Here we go. Tuck toes. Long spine. Plank. Hips up. Forward you come. Lower the knees. Release the feet. Round your spine. And this time we stay here and we do 5 little pulses. Gentle. Coming all the way forward. Tuck toes. Stretch the legs. Lift the hips. And this time, walk the hands backwards. Go onto the tips of the fingers when you need to. Bend your knees when you need to. And then just hang there for a moment. Take a breath in. Exhale. Up you come. Rolling all the way up. Rooting into your feet. Take your time and just allow the shoulders to roll all the way back. Beautiful. And just allowing your arms to settle for a moment. So you guys can stay where you are. I'm just going to turn so that I'm facing towards you. So have a quick look at your feet. Double check that you're standing hip distance apart. And then just allow your eyes to close. And just drawing little circles with your body in space. Just like we circled around our wrists when we were in forward kneeling. We're circling around our ankles and our feet. Feeling the connections all the way up through your body. And then change direction, circle the other way. Come back to the center. Take a moment to just keep your eyes closed, observing your body weight on your right and your left sides. the stacking of your joints. Finding a little bit of softness through the neck, the shoulders, around your eyes. Noticing the expansion of your ribs as they move forward, sideways, and backwards as you breathe. Noticing the wave that travels through your body as you breathe. Let's take one deep breath in. Exhale through the mouth. Blink your eyes open. Let's take one deep breath in. Touch each fingertip to its partner and exhale, open the arms nice and wide. Like a good morning stretch. Roll the shoulders back. Nicely done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You felt okay with everything?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let me just turn this on again.